matter where you are, you were meant to be here.
So I know you got a new project. Talking about I'm in charge today. So tell me how you feel about the project, how you feel about the rollout, just generally. How you feel about it?
Just gotten great feedback. It's just a snippet right now, so I didn't plan to get that much feedback. Well, as much feedback as I got off of it. So with the official drop for the album, that's when I plan to actually get the real feedback from it.
Okay, so we're doing an album.
Of course.
Okay. So this is so people can kind of know what's going on. Are you planning to do anything like vocally on this album?
So basically, I'm making the beat, doing some of the songwriting, engineering it, which is the recording, mixing and mastering of it. Not doing all of it, but most of them I will be doing most of the stuff on it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not actually singing on it or anything like that, but I'm getting different artists that fits the vibe of the songs that I want and putting them on. It's like a Quincy Jones, DJ Khaled effect.
So what's kind of the general inspiration for the track?
The melody, where did I say it came from? It was
The Baby.
Oh, The Baby, Find My Way. It was just like how the guitar was played in there. I didn't use those exact chords or anything, but I used the progression of it, kind of, sort of. And then I made it my own way. So, and after that, with the lyrics, I kind of wanted to add a neo touch to it. So,
No matter where you are, you were meant to be here. In the dark, now it's time to break free. I'm in charge of my own life now, and I see how life can be. It took a while for me to see.
but it's really like, if you're in a dark spot in life, like no matter what you're going through, like depression, anxiety, whatever like that, like you won't always be there. So it's something to look forward to, like you coming out on the other side.
How do you go about picking the artists that you pick for the project?
Basically, I would go ahead and listen to the bass line and drums in the artist's catalog, see what they usually do, and basically see how their vocals would fit onto each drum pattern. So it can later on tell me the drum pattern I want to use to go ahead with that artist. But after that is really just the melody. I make up all kind of melodies, so melodies are my strong suit. So I mean, I can come up with that anytime. But so basically, it was the beat I went off of. Then actually listened to the beat for a while. I wrote a hook for it. Then I thought of different artists that might fit it. So the first one was RHYTHYM. He's a dope artist. He's more with the Afro vibes. So that's why he was the first person I actually looked at.
I know you didn't get to record RHYTHYM, so what was that process like, getting that hook and verse?
So for RHYTHYM, it was basically I sent him the demo. He recorded the hook and verse onto, I believe he works in BandLab, GarageBand, one of them. I'm not exactly sure. But he sent the stems back to me, the vocals. He sent all that back to me. I put them into my Pro Tools session, mixed it in how I wanted it to, and basically how it went from there. The verse didn't really fit, so I got him to kind of change it, so we'll maybe put that together later on. I kind of just threw it out to him. I didn't really give him all that he needed at first. I just gave him the demo, which I made the beat and the hook. He listened to the hook and went off of that.
Oh, it's time for me to break free. Going off the ganja, the smoke getting stronger. Thinking if I should call your phone, but fuck that shit, I need to leave you alone.
It was a great tape, but it was just more of the negative light than the positive light I was trying to bring out for the song. But I would have definitely used it if it was like the right thing for it, but it's not the direction I really wanted to go with it. Probably might put it out anyway, because it was dope, just saying.
Yeah, I like this too. I definitely like it.
Shout out Rhythm. After him, it was EFUA. She is an incredible singer. But yeah, she is also on the project. She has a very strong voice and great tone. So that's really why I wanted her on it. She's more of the Caribbean too, Caribbean goddess.
Meant to be here in the dark. Now it's time to break free. I'm in charge of my own life. Now I see how life can be. It took a while for me to see. It's time to break free.
EFUA, I mean, she's a singer, so I love singers. Any singers, I love singing sections. I don't know, it's just something about it, the seeing what they can do, their harmony. It's just crazy. But yes, I mean, she actually has range, and she has a lot of different like cadences she can do with her voice. I don't know, it's crazy.
I've been in quite a few sessions with you. You always are recording. Talk about like how that helped with EFUA.
Oh, it's because like EFUA does runs and different stuff. Like when we're supposed to be listening back, she does like different stuff. Like she'll do a riff or a run, or she'll do some kind of high octave thing. Like it's like stuff that really would fit, but she didn't think it would, but so she's just trying it out. And as an engineer, I'm always recording even when you say not to record. So I mean that's my thing. So I want everything. And I mean, I would record and she'd be like, "Oh, you got that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got it." So and I'm keeping it. Yeah, like that's definitely going in. So when you guys heard like the humming that she did in the song, stuff like that, that was all recorded. It wasn't supposed to be recorded, but that's what I got. So I liked it, so I put it in. For the verse, it was kind of last minute because the other verse didn't work out. So I got my good friend 2 AM Ricky, well known in the music world, but he knows music, so it's like it's always easy working with him. It's always amazing working with Ricky. That was last minute, so it was like trying to get it out. Like it was a little confusion at times, but we actually got it out. It was I wouldn't say it was my fault, but it was my problem that we didn't finish as quickly as we could, because I had to actually give him more details of what I wanted in the verse. Well, you let me know.
I tried to do that.
But listen, this hour was better than that last hour. You can't think about the past. We're in the present. Let's go. It's crazy he got it out that quick. We were here about 3-4 hours and knocked it out real quick, and I dropped it the next day.
Yeah, I thought that was cool, Ricky. You spent a lot of time just mumbling stuff. And then you could see like the track really evolved. Like he said one thing one time he went through, said some mumbles, and the next time he went through, he said something completely different.
There's
something up in there.
Give me bad days, had a couple past few. My grandma's past fit my ears when I cry go wide, still out chairs and I'm.
Ricky mumbles until he gets a melody.
I ain't in it running with the loan, so that I wanna take my shit, my tune, and when I let it with the tank, and you tapping the dome, so.
I mean, that is what a good bit of artists do. Like the first, not really local artists, but Michael Jackson. That's not local at all. But that's the first person I actually saw like mumble whatever he wanted to say just to get a melody real quick. Later on, he would listen to the mumbles, and then he would actually put the melody to it. And that's the same thing with Tupac. He did the same thing. So I do like analyze a lot of that stuff and tell artists this is an easier way to do it. But Ricky knows all this stuff, so Ricky teaches me a lot of stuff. So. But yeah, it was amazing working with him. Plan on doing a lot more. Actually have some live shows coming up with him, playing keyboard for him. So yes, we got a lot of story.
So, for instance, for I'm in Charge, what are some things that you kind of did with the vocal change for like 2 male artists on the track? So you had Ricky and Rhythm. How did you approach those differently?
So since it meant, with it being a Caribbean song, I applied a little bit more reverb and delay on it so it can give it more of a atmospheric effect. I didn't want you to hear the too much low on the hook, so it can be more crisp and clean. If you do hear the hooks over again, they're pretty crisp and like you can hear every word, everything. It's like it's smooth, it's seamless, like the transitions.
No matter where you are, is where you're meant to be. You've been stuck in the dark. Now's the time to break free.
That's kind of how I wanted that. I wanted a little more grit on Ricky's verse, just so it like punches out more to you and brings it more into your face.
Then when it rains, it pours, so check the news. Don't bring me bad days, had a couple past few. See my.
Did you approach what Rhythm did differently on that hook versus what EFUA did?
Yes. So Ricky was a one stack ad lib, so it wasn't much I really needed to do to his except for the panning. I also put a air phaser on his and a flanger, and that's basically to put more texture into his voice, into his vocals. But for EFUA, she actually had a stack, so she had the high vocals, the low octaves, the harmonies. So I had to actually go into that, do more EQ and compression, put a little more reverb on hers, because I made a drop in there just for her harmony part, so it can really stick out in there.
I'm in charge of my whole life now. I see how life can be.
So it was a little bit more done to hers.
So any inklings of what you're gonna kind of do with the full version of the song?
Well, I'm not gonna say too much on that one, but yes, I will be adding another verse on it. Probably doing a little extra with it as a full production. Because I do like to work with vocals and backgrounds and stuff like that, so you'll hear a lot of that in my projects. So yeah, that'll be a lot more in store for that song, but it's just the first of many, so I'm not gonna pay too much attention to it, but I am gonna. This is my first baby, so I'm gonna take care of it.
So, last question about this project in particular. So if you could go back and talk to Sway of a few months ago when you started this project in the last year, what advice would you give yourself going into making the project and putting it together?
I would say learning the music business before you really dive into all this stuff, because I mean, I'm in charge to be dropped for one day, but after going into the distribution services, it was like, okay, you know, you're gonna distribute it where it's gonna come out in a week. It's not gonna come out the day you want it. So it's like, okay, that's stuff I need to know. Like, okay, if I want to drop it on this day, I need to look ahead of time into distribution so I can have it drop that day. It was my first time actually doing a full production myself, so it was kind of missing pieces and me telling them what I needed. So I really learned from this session for the next song. Be more in detail, know like what I want for the project, how I want to do it, and like knowing exactly what I want. I can take some advice from different people, but knowing that it's still my project and knowing like I'm in control of what happens at the end of it. So try to stay on my path so I don't get misconstrued to go on somebody else's way.
Hey, yo, Sway, you destined for greatness.